Hey everyone, it's Tracy Saxby here from My City Sky, and I'm here today with Izzy Holmes, who is a Quest student and one of our volunteers.
Yes.
Hello, welcome.
No, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Talk to some publicity.
Yeah, perfect. So Izzy has been helping out with events and a bunch of different things. So did you want to talk a little bit about what your experience has been like volunteering with My City Sky?
Sure, yeah. So I started volunteering with My City Sky earlier this year, and it started off with the farmers markets.
Oh yeah, the outreach.
Yeah,
with Farah.
With Farah. Yeah, that's the first time we met.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was just a nice introduction to the community and seeing how much of an impact My City Sky actually has on the community in fostering a more hopeful environment for like just our wilderness and protecting our natural sources.
Mm-hmm.
So it started off with the farmers market, and it moved more into a youth-oriented volunteer base, where my friends Katie Perkins and Sol were a part of it, and the three of us, felt that we wanted to advocate for the youth in Squamish. So we've been trying to build that up a little bit, and our first big project, I'd say, was the Fracking Crazy event.
Yeah, which was a couple of weeks ago up at Quest. We brought together more than 5 years of research about wood fibre LNG and why it is a big problem for our sound. We talked about the climate impacts, the economics, the fact that there's not really going to be that many jobs, the environmental impacts, how it's going to increase fracking in northeast BC. I'm trying to think, we had all these different subsections. That covers a lot of them.
I feel like that covers the majority of them.
Yeah.
More social. Yeah, so I don't know, I think that was just such a great event to bring light all the research that you guys have done. And having it at Quest, I think, was extremely beneficial because it brought the community as well as Quest students together. And since I am a Quest student and I have been able to live in that environment post the Fracking Crazy event, it really has fostered a sense of awareness, and now we have different classes focusing group projects on it, and the concern surrounding wood fibre LNG is much more globally acknowledged than it was before the event.
Right, so we've brought awareness to Quest students about what's happening in Squamish with this project, wood fibre LNG, and how it's going to impact the community. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it is cool, especially since Quest students, like we're university students, so and many of us love the Squamish community and we'd like to spend time here in the future. And to have this threat of a liquefaction plant in our backyards and seeing the sort of environmental destruction it could cause hits home for a lot of us. So good community targeting.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, and thank you so much for helping to coordinate that. The Quest students did an absolutely unbelievable job. It was just a couple of weeks really that we had.
Yeah, it felt like 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah, we pulled an event together, like a really big event together in 2 weeks. So that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a lot of energy and just like, okay, especially when the day came, it's like, all right, setting up the stage, setting up the sound system, getting key speakers to come, and making sure people show up, making sure people know where to go when they've arrived at Quest. I think it was an awesome event. It
was flawless, actually. So I got so many compliments on my volunteer team. They're like, they're just incredible. Like, your team is amazing. Like, they're so helpful and they know what's going on and they just get in there and do it. And I'm like, yeah, they're pretty incredible. I think they're incredible too.
Yeah. Well, you're incredible too. You help us all. You facilitate the entire thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
So thanks, Izzy.
You're welcome.
So something else that's exciting, and you sort of alluded to it a little bit, is we're going to be setting up, are we calling it a youth advisory council or a youth board? I think you guys have to figure out what it's going to be, right?
Figure it out. Youth board is really what we're going at right now. I think we have 6, 7, 8 members currently.
Ooh.
Maybe less than that, maybe 6. We can count at 6. it's very much a work in progress. But we've, with the help of you, you have truly facilitated a group of young environmentalists who are concerned for the future of How Sound, of Squamish, and we are kind of sick of just sitting in the background. So we've decided to try and form this youth board with the message of just like environmental awareness. We're still in the works, so we're still figuring out exactly what that means. But with the rise of all these other youth activism and feeling that like our human rights have been taken away from us for like given quality water to drink, food, clean air,
a healthy climate,
just a healthy planet. Yeah, those rights have just been taken away. Yeah. Which is angering and frustrating to wrap your mind around. So yeah, I think that's what's motivating me, and I know that's what's motivating some other members of the group. Yep. So as we have more time, and especially coming into this holiday break, it'll be nice to sit down and to create what our mission statement will be, what sort of activism we want to do, who should we include. It's kind of a fun project.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this. So we're gonna have a youth board for My City Sky. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah. So also like a part of being a question we had, which I'll talk to you about, is a visit to Woodfibre LNG. If anyone wasn't aware, Woodfibre LNG taxied a class of Quest students, like 20 or so of us, over to their facility and gave us they showed us around the site. They gave us a presentation on to what they're doing, and it was interesting sitting there and listening to them talk, because they really, the big takeaway for me was they completely separated themselves from where they're getting the natural gas, which will be fracking. And they didn't touch on that at all. They weren't concerned. They didn't associate themselves with the fracking, which, as we've talked about, their parent company just bought a fracking facility. Yeah,
and I mean, 85% of British Columbia's natural gas now comes from fracking. So Woodfibre LNG is going to be increasing fracking, and their parent company just bought a fracking company. So there's definitely that they're trying to distance themselves from fracking because they know that so many people are concerned about fracking. But LNG is going to increase fracking. It's going to worsen climate change. It's going to have all of these environmental impacts in our communities, and it's going to put people at risk. So there's all of these issues that they're trying to avoid talking about, or that they've got a very good PR team to try and wrap it up in a very nice, amazing, blue and green
great team.
Yeah, they have a lot of money.
Yeah, they have a lot of money. Yeah. They have very good speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so interesting when you look into the history of fracking. Specifically. They used to use, I'm reading this book right now called Blowout, which you should read, where they talk about for like 4 years they were using nuclear bombs to frack, because they didn't know how to frack, right? Like how do you get this gas and oil out of the earth, because now it's in all this rock. And for a little bit they were using nuclear bombs, and they realized the only reason they stopped was because it wasn't profitable.
Wow. That's crazy. I did not know that.
I know, I didn't know it either. And I just read it, and it's just the things they will do to get these resources is wild. And just is another example that shows they don't necessarily care about the health of the environment, the health of the community. They're very financially driven.
Yeah. So speaking of money, dirty money. Now I don't want to do this. We need your help. I mean, we are outpowered. It's just ridiculous. And for us to continue to hold Woodfibre LNG accountable and to do this work, we have launched 2+20 fundraising challenge for the month of December. So yay! We're looking for $2,000 in monthly donations and then $20,000 in one-time donations. And I've talked about what the goals are in some of the other videos, so I won't go into it again, but we're getting there. We are an eighth of the way there on our one-time donations. And we have a little bit more work to do on the monthlies. So if you would like to chip in and support the critical work that we're doing in House Sound to defend House Sound, protect House Sound and restore House Sound, please chip in. And we have a salmon over there with your name on it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
You're two little salmon.
Woo!
So I'll put this guy right here.
Yeah.
And the other one right here.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, it's so cool seeing this all come together.
I know, it really is growing. It's a piece of art.
Yeah, it's just we're gonna keep on building this as we keep on increasing our monthly and one-time donations. So thank you so much, everyone, for your support. And thank you, Izzy, for coming in today. It was
thank you.
just a joy talking to you. So
yeah, I really enjoy catching up.
Yeah, on camera, you know.
Very comfortable.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.